Hi, I'm John Greaves III, editor and publisher of the Home Gym Quality Magazine, the only magazine in the world that's written by and for home gym owners. Our YouTube channel is all about helping you achieve your fitness goals at home with workout tips, simple do-it-yourself projects that you can use to upgrade your home gym, and interviews with the industry professionals who serve the home gym community. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single one of our videos. Today, obstacle course racer Berney gives us the grand tour of his garage gym in North Georgia, where he and his wife Kelly train for functional fitness and to support their fitness goals. Check it out.
Hey everybody, my name's Berney. I live in North Georgia. My friend John over at Garage Gym Life Media asked me to take a quick tour of my garage gym that I've been working on the last couple of years. Yeah, this is it. Well, so the first thing here is I've got some 15 feet of turf. It's not a ton of turf, but it's definitely long enough to load up a really heavy sled or drag sled and get a really solid workout in. It also gives me a little bit more space, just to do outside workouts and things like that as well. I got this on Facebook Marketplace, like most of the stuff in my gym that I've gotten. I buy most of the stuff used. I like good equipment, and sometimes I'll buy something a little cheaper and then build up to something nicer. But so I got my Concept 2 rower, which I use all the time. I use it almost every day. I actually have a challenge right now. I'm trying to row 500,000 meters in the year on pace, but I got a little bit more. This is the newest piece of equipment that I just bought. Just this big power sled by Ethos. I think I picked this up from Dick's Sporting Goods. It had a bunch of coupons with it, so I got that on sale. The next big thing that I use all the time, it's that love-hate relationship. The air bike. This is my Zybex air bike. This replaced my 1980s Schwinn Aerodyne bike. Great bike, but this is much nicer. The only kind of issue with this one is it's not completely calibrated the same as, like, say, an Assault Fitness bike. So most workouts I have to increase the calories on or increase the distance. Kind of moving through. Got some extra sand here for making my sandbags a little heavier. I've got my GHD machine. This is the last really big purchase. And I say really big purchase, but there was a local gym that was closing, and they were trying to offload as much gear as I could. So I picked this up. I don't know exactly what brand it is, but but I use this thing all the time. I actually use it like to stretch. I can throw my legs up on it, do some prayer stretching, all kinds of different stuff. But this is a really useful machine. I've got my kettlebells, some dumbbells. I don't have all my kettlebells here. I kind of loaned some of those out to help people out that due to the current coronavirus situation. But this is a cheap Marcy rack. I think I got it for $30 on Facebook. It's not a bad rack. The thing I hate about it the most is that you put these heavy weights back, you pinch your fingers sometimes. Most of my stuff is mixed matched, which is totally fine. It's all functional. But when you're trying to piece things together on a budget, it's always hard to go out and and buy a ton of stuff for full price. So I have this is a Rage Fitness kettlebell, which I got during Black Friday sale. This is just a 50-pounder that I got super cheap from like Plating and Sports. These are all it's like Yes for All brand, which I got from a guy from Facebook Marketplace. Got a couple of change plates. Like these are some York rubber coated. Again, got those at like Plating Sports. Moving on, I've got this Titan Fitness fold-in rack. Now, a lot of people have a lot to say about Titan Fitness and the quality, versus something like Rogue. Well, Rogue is quite a bit more expensive, whereas Titan Fitness is a little bit more of a budget-friendly company. Now, I have had absolutely no problems with this issue. I used to have a full-size squat rack here, but when you're in a garage gym, space is everything. So this was a really no-brainer purchase for me. So I sold the full-size squat rack, was able to get this on Facebook Marketplace. A guy had two of them brand new in a box. And he was selling them for just shy of what they were brand new, and they'd have to pay shipping, which is awesome. I got my chalk bucket. This is a really high-end chalk bucket. I got it from Goodwill for $1, which is perfect. My chalk bucket stand is actually an old bench grinder stand that my dad had for as long as I can possibly remember growing up, and he kind of passed it on to me when he moved to Alaska. Got a battle rope. Got all my bumper plates. Bumper plates are something that I didn't start off with in the gym. I started off with a lot of just like standard iron plates. But as I got more and more into Olympic movements and doing like CrossFit workouts, bumpers were a necessity. So I got rid of the irons and then got a bunch of bumpers. Now all my bumpers are a little mix and match. I've got high temp, I've got Rage, I have some York, I've got Rogue, and then I've got some Right Fitness and then more Rage plates. Bumpers are expensive, and right now, this current climate, it's probably not the best time to buy bumpers, but I bought most of my bumpers used, and then and then sometimes I would buy and sell and trade my way up to nicer stuff. All of these Rage and York bumper plates I actually got during the Black Friday sale on a company's website called Zogix, or Zogix, however you say it. They were running like just over $1 a pound plus free shipping, which was killer. And I got my Rage kettlebells from them at the same time. Moving on, I've got these Ultra Fitness Gear sandbags. I've got a 100-pounder and a 50-pounder. If you're looking to start a home gym, I would say like before you invest or go into debt buying a bunch of bumpers and and barbells, definitely just invest in a sandbag. I got this off a website called marketfleet.com. The 100-pounder I got like for under $50, as well as the 50-pounder under $50. I think I paid $20 for sand to fill both of those. But you can literally do anything with a sandbag. You throw it over your shoulder, deadlift movements, a lot of compound stuff. You can curl with it. You can literally do anything with a sandbag. So if you're looking to start your gym and be able to do everything possible without, getting into bumpers and plates, sandbag is where it's at. I've got a couple other sandbags. I've got another 25-pounder. My oldest girl does roller derby, so this is really good for her. And then I got a 60-pound Shogun Sports one. That was like a kind of a cheap Amazon purchase, and as you can see, it's kind of falling apart just a little bit, but it works good. Then I've got my plate carrier to spice up workouts, bodyweight workouts. This is a great investment. This is a 511 TacTech plate carrier. It's a new Geo 7 camo. Moving on, I've got some gymnastic grips and just little accessories. I've got these PVC pipes for stretching. I actually filled these with sand and put the little caps on them. So with my younger girls, kind of learning some of the movements and lifting movements, this was a really, really great, inexpensive way to give them a little bit of extra weight with those movements versus like investing into a training bar. Then I've got my Easy Curl bar. This is from Xmark. It's the Lumberjack bar. It's a pretty good bar. I really like it. I probably wish that these were a little bit more aggressive, give me some more grip options, but I really like this bar. And then kind of going to my women's bar. I got this for my wife, a 35-pounder, and then I have my full size, my 45-pound Olympic bar. Now, bars are awesome. I really like bars. American-made bars are awesome, but when you're on a budget, you have to do what you can. So I suggest don't just go buy any bar for like $50. Like, really do some research, like know what it means to make a good bar. I got this for $100 at Play It Again Sports. It's not the highest end bar, but I really, really made sure that it was awesome. And it has been absolutely fantastic. The bearings are great. When I got it, I took it apart. I made sure everything was greased really well, put it back together. And, this has been a great bar. I oil it and keep it up. And, for $100, like just to, beat around with it, it's awesome. These have been my favorite collars so far. The Clout Fitness, I'd never heard of them. I picked these up from a guy when I was buying some change plates from Facebook Marketplace, but these are really awesome collars. Some obstacle course racing medals. These little sleds, I actually just made these recently. These are just little drag sleds. I had some scrap wood laying around the house and some little parts. These came off that old cheap Marcy rack, and I wasn't using them. So these didn't cost me anything. I was going to buy some sleds, and they were like $100 a piece. So to save some money, I just built them myself. If you don't have like wood laying around the house and screws and stuff, it probably cost you like $20 a piece at Lowe's if you wanted to put something together, or Home Depot, whatever. But these are really awesome. The other thing is just some wall balls. I got a 10-pounder. I got a 20-pounder. This Ignite one, I think I got it for $10, I think, which was such a killer deal. I got my gym dog running around. This Shogun Sports 20 pounder, again, another Amazon purchase. Not my favorite wall ball, mainly because if you're doing wall balls and you're throwing them up, you want something that's like this. It keeps its form and its shape. If you drop this, it will get a little misshapen. So if you drop it in between a set and then you go to throw it, it's not going to be the same shape, every time that you throw it up. So it makes it a little more challenging, but it still does the job. Got a heavy bag. The sand actually started leaking in this bag, so I pulled it out, and it only actually had 20 pounds of sand in it. So it was a 100-pound bag. Now it's an 80-pound bag. So I'll use it for drags and things like that. But it can still hang. It's heavy enough to still hang up and and do some bag work. Just some resistance bands. These are great for some accessory work, especially. I've had some shoulder issues from mountain biking and stuff in the past, and skateboarding and all that. So these are really great if I'm trying to do some rehabilitation stuff. Bands are awesome. It's a really cheap but effective way, to get a solid workout in. So if you're starting out a gym, I definitely invest in some bands before you invest in all of the barbells and stuff. Booty bands. These are where it's at. And, all you guys are probably like, oh, booty bands. I use these every single day. Every warm up, I do squats with them. I warm up and activate my shoulders with them. These are a super cheap purchase. You can pick them up for a few bucks. And I literally use these booty bands every single day. Great purchase. And then kind of moving on, this goes to my Marcy bench, which I'll show you here in a minute. One of the other things is I've got some rings here for some dips. It's obviously not tall enough to do ring muscle ups. That's one of the only big drawbacks of my garage, is that it's not a super tall garage, but I can still get in killer workouts. I got my homemade pull-up bar that I could do pull-ups and things like that on, or any sort of can't do muscle ups or whatnot. One of the other things is I don't have any insulation in here right now. I've been rewiring and doing all the electrical. So that's the other thing about garage gyms, is not all of them are finished and you have to put in the work. So 2 years isn't just picking pieces together. It's also building the gym, right, and making sure that everything is functional and you have some height. So all the electrical used to hang down. There's a drop ceiling in here. It's hard to kind of tell now, but there's been a ton of just work on the back end just to make it usable. I've got my box. I've got my 70-pound big dog kettlebell here, and then one of the most important features of the gym is the mini fridge. The mini fridge is very important. Got my C4, my pre-workout, and some water, as well as some Fit Aid. I love gym shoes. I do. I buy too many of them, so I've got got all my nanos and my lifters and my trail shoes here, as well as an extra plate carrier. These are just ab mats, hand wraps, boxing gear, MMA stuff. This is actually another project I'm working on. So these are all little grips and handholds for rock climbing that I'm actually going to put up in the ceiling and use for kind of monkey bar status, like obstacle course race training. So that'll help my grip too. Little project. All the floor that you're seeing, all these mats, these are the same mats that you get from Rogue. I don't know the exact brand, but they are the Rogue mats. I used to have some diamond plate rubber mats from Tractor Supply, which are pretty cheap. They're like 45 bucks a piece, but I hated heavy lifting on the diamond plate. It just felt weird. So I wanted to get something that had good traction, but was a little flatter. I got these from a CrossFit gym that was going out of business. I think I paid 40 bucks a piece for them. So super good deal. They were used, but super good deal. This is my bench that I use, Marcy. Again, not an expensive bench. I bought this brand new. I think it was just out $100, maybe just over 115. A lot of people prefer flat benches. I think flat benches are awesome. They're cheaper and they're really sturdy, but I wanted something that I could do some isometric training on as well. So I wanted to do some decline bench, incline bench, and then I also wanted to have that leg extension and leg curl feature that I could take off, which is what you saw up in the corner there. So again, not an expensive bench, but has worked out great. I've had this bench for probably almost 2 years. I bought it at the same time that I bought my full-size squat rack, which I replaced for the folding rack. So I've had it a long time. It's been awesome. But all in all, that's most of my gym. I actually also, it's a functional garage too, so I don't have the luxury of of finishing the space and making it just a gym. But this is also my my workspace too. So a little standing desk here, my just toolboxes. The other cool thing is I have this one big piece of turf here that I can just move. So whenever it's really nice outside, like today, I can just slide that thing outside and I can stand on it to do wall balls up against the house, or double unders and stuff like that. Or I could do my entire workout. I could have a dumbbell, jump rope, and do wall balls all in one workout right here out in front of the house. I got my bikes. I didn't really show you guys back there, but I have a little cubby that's got skateboards and snowboards and surfboards in it. Got my skateboards here and stuff like that. But best thing about having a home gym is you don't have to travel anywhere to go work out. You can work out anytime. I can be here working at my desk and then go grab a quick workout in. Worst thing about a home gym is it never ends, right? And my wife filming right now is cringing because there's just always something else that you want to get and you want to add and you want to do. It's a never-ending project, but it's totally worth it. It's awesome.